Hey Hampton Park honey fans, it's me. I'm out on a middle of the afternoon on a Tuesday. Not the best time to do your hive inspections mid-afternoon because it's also a time when they're doing a lot of orientation flights. So I opened this thing up and I wanted to come back to you after I got my camera to show you what is wrong inside this colony that was doing fine, just slowly building up over time, and just want to see what's going on. There's something going on in here, but right now this time in the afternoon they typically, all the new young bees go out for their orientation flights to figure out where they are in their GPS, and it's just pure chaos out here. So lots of stuff going on, but let me get to the point of why I was recording this. Yeah, I found myself actually with some of the other bees having a lot of success in a way that they're getting so crowded out that they're filling up even their deep chambers with honey. And I have to like plan on doing some kind of a honey harvest to actually open up some room for the other ones. I've actually added boxes and do some other things to temporarily band-aid this situation. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look for places that are capped. If the honey isn't capped, it means it may or may not be dried out or evaporated enough, viscous enough to be considered honey. I have to use a refractometer to find out the moisture content. But man, look at all these bees. There's like this is all capped brood in here that are that they're covering over, and new emerging adults. That was the one thing going on that frame. And then poor girls are just so chaotic right now. Oh, I'm wearing shorts and I feel them crawling up my leg. I hope this doesn't go too badly here. But yeah, what I started seeing here, this is what I'm writing home about. Swarm cells. See these cells on the bottom there? They are a sign, a bunch over here. That is definitely a sign that they are feeling crowded and are ready to move on to make a new queen and swarm out any time now. And so that obviously creates a conundrum because there are many techniques. Wait, what's that you guys are saying? I can't hear you. There are too many beekeepers out there screaming at the screen at once telling me what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I've done Demaray technique. It's worked a couple times, one time, and it failed 2 other times. Sometimes the launch sequence is already set and they're going to swarm even if you do kinds of separations and make them feel queenless. But then there's that, I forget what the technique was. There's one where you could buy and place this little adjustable entrance thing that you could start separating them. But the problem is I also have a day job and I just can't be doing daily entrance changes to these things on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of let them swarm, and let me explain how. So what do you mean let them swarm? Well, it's going to be kind of an artificial setting here, but I've got a couple projects. I'm disassembling everything here, and so first step is find the queen. This should be easy. Okay, in this box here that I dismantled, on this frame I found Justine Bieber. There you are. So she hasn't swarmed yet, but she's about to. So this is where I wish I had either a separate camera person or an extra set of arms or a GoPro or something that I could keep the camera going. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch her. I'm going to put her in a queen cage, and I'm going to move her over to a nuke box. And then I'll show you what we're going to do. Voila, a barehanded job. Kind of freaked out a little bit, but I was hoping to get 1 or 2 attendant bees in there, but I couldn't. But it's just her. She's safely in a little queen cage. So now I'm going to bring this queen cage over yonder to a different area of the yard. I've set up a nuke box here. And what I'm gonna do is I've only got 4 frames in there. One that's full of honey, one that is drawn comb but nothing in it. And now I've got the queen, with one attendant. Look at that, there is a queen and attendant in there. And I'm gonna rubber band her to this thing. And then you'll see the next step. Now she is happily rubber banded, fastened to this frame here. And I put it into the nuke box. So, what's gonna happen is the rest of the colony will think she is swarmed, and they won't swarm as a result. However, when the queen swarms, she takes about half the colony with her. So I need to get some bees in here to join her and think that she swarmed. And I'm keeping her locked up in there for a couple of days so she doesn't decide to hightail it out of there. I bought a blanket and I stuck a little end into the front of the nuke colony there, and I put it on here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take several frames of bees and I'm gonna shake them out onto the blanket, and we will watch to see what happens. Honestly, kids, I've never done this before. I've just learned about it. And so this is gonna be a new discovery for me as well as you. And so I'm gonna take some new and old bees and start shaking them over. Let's start with the first frame that we found her on already. And so, gosh, doing this one-handed stinks. So I am going to shake them over here. I'm going to actually leave this thing on. There we go. Shake them off. Why am I not just inserting them in there? I want them to find their way to her. I want them to find her pheromone and find them back to her. So that's one full frame of bees. Let's find a couple others here that are willing and able-bodied servants here. How about one of these frames? Walking back across the yard, I've just decided to keep some distance, and there we go, shook them off. There's some of those guys. Let's keep going. This all looks like it just takes a minute, but as you know, I've got stop-go camera function on this, so this is definitely taking longer for somebody who's not like full-time into this stuff. All right. Grab another frame that looks really good, full of bees. Whoa, and I'm making you guys mad. All right. In my enthusiasm, keep the movement slow. Oh yeah, there's lots of bees on this one. All right. Younger and older. I think this one has some brood on it, so there's probably younger bees too. I'm gonna just do a little bit of a mix, but. More bees on the flow, and let's get some older bees too. Right, new bees may not have oriented themselves as much, so that's probably going to help more to get them over, but you know what, this thing's so full I really don't care anymore as to like who's going to head back and who's not. But let's take a frame out here. Hey, excuse me, ladies. All right, nice frame of bees there. Yeah, look at them all. And frame, last frame, and down you go. All right, all weighed down. All right, I'm gonna reassemble this poor decrepit hive here, but anyways, the point of all this is that now, in a matter of the next few minutes, well, not a few minutes, but probably over 15 minutes, they're gonna really figure out that there's no queen pheromone anywhere. And that'll make them feel queenless. And for a colony that was not going to swarm, that would be an alarm system to start emergency raising new bees. But as I showed, we had a bunch of swarm cells, so they're already in the process of that. So my hope is they will not continue then to swarm, and I've got myself a new colony that I've got to figure out to do with over there. But I'll continue in a moment. I hastily put that hive back together with a queen excluder, and now this hive has all the swarm cells, no longer a queen. They will very quickly discover it's queenless, and guess what? Queenless hives don't swarm. At least that's the science of it. I hope they read the books. But in any sense, I've got everything set back in there so they can finish raising their queen. Now let's see what's going on over here. Onto this side of the yard. So why did I shake all these guys out onto the blanket here? The main idea is that look what's happening already in here. Queen is, her pheromones are attracting a couple of the bees. So what I'm going to do is honestly take out this full frame of honey. I found an uncapped honey that this one I could probably just store for the time being, and I don't know what to do. I've got too many frames full of stuff right now, but I'm going to just put this guy in there as a uncapped honey thing. So now I've got a bunch of bees on the ground. Some of this that I got to put away. Hang on. All right, now that that's away. Now what I'm going to do is on this little nuke box, I'll put the little fake inner nuke cover on there, and put the top cover on this, and it's, maybe I'll figure out a way to waterproof it. But what we're going to start seeing, these bees should start picking up on the queen pheromone in there and start heading in that direction. Let's see if I can figure this out on time lapse. Well, that wasn't the most impressive time-lapse video that I was ever going to present, I guess. It wasn't what I expected because the bees are moving very slowly. I think a lot of them being young, they're just disoriented, but they are slowly making their way into the nuke hive, nuke colony here. Again, the queen is caged in, so she can't go anywhere, and so they're gonna gradually make this their home. And what I plan to do then is release her in a couple of days. Once everybody's settled in, I will probably replace the bare frames with actually some filled frames or drawn frames. And then honestly, I think I'm going to offer this nuke up for sale. Usually nukes go over $200. A basic package of bees costs about $140, $150. I'll probably just sell this whole thing for about $150, just to make up for the cost of the lost little nuke box, the frames that I had, and just recover some costs for the bees. And so that's just what I'm thinking right now. But anyways, this is the idea of what we're doing. Again, I put these guys outside the frame so they could truly walk in on their own and reestablish their thinking that this is a new location that they did just swarm, so that there isn't any desire to go find yet another place. So it's a little bit of a forced free will thing, if you will, but that's how I'm going to experiment this time around in preventing a swarm from happening. Thanks, everybody. Hey, Hampton Art Park honey fans, it's me. I'm out on a middle of the afternoon on a Tuesday. Not the best time to do your hive inspections mid-afternoon, because it's also a time when they're doing a lot of orientation flights. So I opened this thing up and I wanted to come back to you after I got my camera to show you what is wrong inside this colony that was doing fine, just slowly building up over time, and just want to see what's going on. Yeah, there's something going on in here, but right now, this time in the afternoon, they typically, all the new young bees go out for their orientation flights to figure out where they are in their GPS, and it's just pure chaos out here. So lots of stuff going on, but let me get to the point of why I was recording this.